Welcome to the new home of Real Talk Wrestling. This is the Fins Talk Sports Network. All you new people out there that are just now seeing us, this YouTube channel has over 1,000 subscribers, so we're gonna find some new audience. We're gonna find some new people. I want to thank real quick Bobby for putting us on, letting us get this time slot at 7:15. I also want to say the other guys, No Hold Barred. I love those guys. Alfred, Alex, you guys are welcome anytime. If you want your slot back, again, it's yours. We just needed some wrestling on this podcast, or on this network. Speaking of the network, if you are the audio listener out there, please go to our YouTube page where you can find us live. Fins Talk Sports Network. Yes, it is a Miami Dolphins based sports podcast network, but we do other things. We talk basketball, we talk hockey, we talk any kind of sport, mainly Miami based, but now we talk wrestling on the Fins Talk Sports Network. You can follow us, RTW Chris, on Twitter. You can follow me, of course, at Josh Kimmel OUS. I've been on the No Holds Barred podcast many times, as many times as they can stand me. They do not like AEW talk over there. I found out. No, they're more WWE guys. And like I said, when we do need WWE talk, I'm going to welcome those guys on any single time. But we know WWE. We know a little bit. We've been there. Yep. We've been around the block. I've been there for the Attitude Era. Bobby knows. Me and Bobby talk wrestling a ton. He loves Charlotte Flair, by the way. Loser. Bobby, you're not a loser. Charlotte's a loser. Bobby, you're cool. For you people that are new to us, we're going to introduce ourselves. Chris, I'm going to let you talk first. Your experience of wrestling, your knowledge of wrestling, what you prefer, who you like. The floor is yours.
Yep. So I started watching wrestling probably when I was, 7, 8 years old. Growing up, I was definitely a WWF guy back when it was the WWF. I didn't watch a whole lot of WCW.
You are now.
I think our I think our buddy Davey he also was pretty responsible for getting me more involved in wrestling, because during the summertime, I didn't have cable TV. So I couldn't watch Monday Night Raw, but if I went over to his house in the summer on a Monday night, we would be watching Raw. So I was thrilled whenever a SmackDown came to be a show, because I'm like, finally, I can keep up with what's going on a little bit. To Josh's disliking, I am a huge fan of the baby faces. Always have been. I'm always rooting for them. I know Josh is real big into the heels, which he'll dive into in a minute. They've grown on me a little bit, but I still like the good story arc where the baby face comes out on top. I kind of ventured away from wrestling for a little bit in my late teens, 20s, whatever. And then I kind of got back into it around 2015, 2016. I started watching again. Been a big fan of AEW since its inception. I went to the pay-per-view that they had right before the first Dynamite. I was there in Chicago. That was a good time. I've been to a total of, 2 pay-per-views so far, I think, and about 3 or 4 Dynamites now. So, and eyeing up possibly still the Wembley show. We'll see what happens on December 1st.
Yes, that's exciting. So if you have tuned into this network, you've seen my face. I'm here Monday nights with Josh Wingate, the Beer and Sports Podcast. I'm here Tuesday afternoons, OUS Fantasy Football. We do our waiver show that day. I'm here Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock at night, talking our start sits of the week for the fantasy. I'm here Thursdays now with Chris talking wrestling, and I'm here Fridays at noon talking Dynasty Fantasy Football. I am a full-time worker, Bobby. I am a full-time employee at this point. I'm here every single day. But I love it, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But I want to give you a little background on myself. Wrestling is my first love. I prefer football over football. I prefer wrestling over football, hockey, anything. If wrestling's on, I would prefer to watch that.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a child, I grew up on WCW. Different than you. My first ever favorite wrestler of all time was Chris Jericho. Before the 1,000 holds, before all that, I just fell in love with his style because he was a young up and coming guy wrestling with the luchadors. you saw mask versus mask. You saw Juventud versus this guy or Rey Mysterio, but then you saw Jericho in there kind of wrestling with them. I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's new to me. So I followed his career everywhere he went. I went. I did make the major move from WCW. I will say this: when Chris Jericho moved from WCW to WWEF at the time, that's when I moved over. That's when I followed him throughout. So guess what? When he moved from WWF, when he quit and went to AEW, I followed him to AEW as well. I'm a little over Chris Jericho. I wish he would go away. I am so sick of Chris Jericho. I think he's awful on every aspect of wrestling right now. I really do. I truly do. Um, I'm not an AEW mark. I do criticize him, as you will get to know. Especially tonight. Tonight, heading into Full Gear, we had one of the worst stretches of Dynamite in Dynamite history. One of the worst stretches of all time. And last night was just capped off with more bull spit. I like the heels. My favorite wrestler right now is Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné, which she will be there on Saturday night. We expect. We'll get into that later. But yeah, that's it. And let's wrap it up. Let's talk some wrestling. Let's talk some wrestling. And hey, Ryan Taylor, I see you in there. I know that you watch No Hold Barred. I know that you're a WWE guy. But tonight we're kind of going to focus on AEW because the pay-per-view is coming up. Next week, we will have Clutch on. We all know Clutch, and we're going to be talking Survivor Series. So that's next week. But tonight, AEW for sure. We have a pay-per-view coming. We have a round robin, red robin tournament, bottomless fries, and we have a special signing Tony Kahn announced. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the tournament.
Your microphone got disconnected. 1,000%. I hear all the background noise. 1,000%. Yeah, I hear everything.
You're hearing all the background noise. Well, why don't you start us off with some round robin?
Okay.
Not red robin.
We will talk red robin tournament. Look, they announced another tournament in AEW. AEW is the king of tournaments. Every time you stand up, every time you sit down, every time you turn the TV on, Tony Khan has another tournament that is being listed, that's being announced, that's being promoted. And to what end? To what end? What do these tournaments do? Well, now we have a new one. It's going to go throughout World's End. It's going to be their version of the G1 Climax tournament they have in New Japan. It's going to be a round robin tournament. Not sure. I'm not going to lie to you people. I think, is that where you play in groups like in the World Cup?
The round robin, that's where you have to face, everyone has to face everyone.
Yeah, so you're in pools or something. That's what I'm assuming. And everyone has to face. Oh, it doesn't matter.
I don't know exactly how they're going to do it. If everyone's going to be in one 12-man pool or if they're going to do 3 sets of 4. I don't know if they've even announced it yet, how exactly it's going to work.
Christian Cage is the best heel in the business by 17 miles, by more than that. I've been saying that for months. So thank you, Ryan. But yes, round robin tournament. I told Chris I want him to fill out this tournament. There's going to be 12 wrestlers in this tournament, professional wrestlers in this tournament. And we already have one announced, so he has to be in your tournament. I'm so sorry. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to name the other 11 people that we want in the tournament, that how we would book it. We're not going to go match by match, but we are going to say our finalists and who's going over and what's this going to do to their career or what we think it should do to their career. So I will start off, of course. Bryan Danielson, of course, he's already been announced. I have Wardlow, and we're going to have a lot of duplicates. I already knew that. I'm going to have Wardlow. I'm going to have Swerve. That's 3. I'm going to have Hangman Page. That's 4. I'm going to have Miro. 5. Omega. 6. Dax Harwood. 7. Pac. Returning Pac, hopefully. That'd be awesome. Andrade. Adam Copeland. Buddy Matthews. And the last one, Mr. Real Glass himself, making his return. Jack Perry. Making his return into the tournament. I do think that should round it out. I think this is a solid lineup. You cannot put Commander, Kalisto. I don't even know. I'm just trying to think of all. Ray Phoenix.
Just stop there because you're going to end up naming one of my guys like you always like to do. Where you're like, you can't do this. And then you pick one of my guys.
Yeah, but you should not have any kind of mid-card luchadors in this tournament whatsoever. Now, you said, Josh, you have Dax Harwood in there. You have, some guys that maybe like a Pac or someone like that, Jack Perry, Buddy Matthews. These guys aren't winning. That's what tournaments do. Tournaments are supposed to elevate people. elevate them. So why can't we have Dax win a match in this tournament? Why can't he go against Miro or an Andrade or a Swerve? Someone and just get a win. The only win he has, I looked it up, is against Cash when they fought each other. Other than that, he's 1-3. When he wrestles a match, it's awesome. He does a great job. Why not give him this platform to improve that and to show people I can be a single star? Get him into the second round. All right, here's my winners. Here's my finalist. Can I say this real quick? Can I give you my first round matchup or whatever? I do want to see Wardlow and Jack Perry in the first round, and I want to see Jack get squashed.
Of course you do.
Added on punishment to what he did, honestly. But why not? Send a message. It's a round robin. You can lose once. I don't know how it works, but yeah, smash him. Wardlow smashed him. Anyway, my finalists are Wardlow.
Really?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Wardlow, okay.
Yeah, Wardlow's one of my finalists. Now, I was going to put Joe in there. I noticed how I kept him out. I was going to put Joe in there and have Wardlow and Joe, but we've seen it. And I was going to say maybe the number one contender to MJF. That's how Joe or Wardlow or maybe turns into a triple threat. That's too obvious. So I'm going Wardlow. And on the other side, I'm going totally out of the box, 1,000%, going Buddy Matthews. I think he deserves to have this story where he gets to the finals. It has to go against, like, let's put him against, like, Miro. Put him against monsters. In the final monsters, Wardlow. But Wardlow ends up winning in the end. He needs the boost so bad. He cannot afford to go to WWE. Tony Khan cannot lose him. So you need to get him elevated into the main spot and get him up there. And Buddy Matthews, what is he going to do losing? This can elevate him into the international championship. He's going to be seen. He's going to be recognized. He's going to go in the ring with the guys like Omega and Pac and Adam Copeland. This is a good showcase for a young guy like that. That's what I'd like to see.
Okay.
But Wardlow wins.
Wardlow takes the win in your fantasy booking round. Red Robin Burger Invitational Tournament.
The winner gets unlimited fries. Unlimited.
In that case, I'm entering the tournament myself.
I want to say, Ryan says, not an AEW example, but tournaments absolutely elevate people. King of the Ring for decades, but not in the last decade. Name me the last King of the Ring champion. Matter of fact, Chris, I asked you this question. Did you look it up? Who won the last Owen Hart Cup championship for AEW? Does anyone know? Men and women.
I know who won the first one.
But you don't know who won the second one.
No.
I know it was Punk and Ricky Starks in the finals. I don't remember who went over. I don't. Because you know why? Because they didn't use it.
They didn't do anything. Yeah, that's the problem.
I remember Ruby Soho came in second again. Forgot who beat her. Forgot.
But that's the problem. If you don't use that as a means to elevate people, it makes it all pointless. So we don't really remember it. Like, what's the point?
Ricky Starks and Willow Nightingale.
There you go.
There you go. Red Robin. Yum. Yep. That's what we do in AEW. All right, Chris. Give me your 12 guys.
For reference, Josh kept referring to this as the Red Robin tournament in our text message. I'm like, I think you got a typo there. I'm pretty sure that's Round Robin. No, it's Red Robin. Nope, that's the burger place. So now we're calling it the official Red Robin Burger Invitational Tournament.
Hey, we're trying to get sponsorship. Red Robin, if you're listening, if you're watching, Red Robin, come aboard. I love the red balloons and the endless fries.
Yes. I am not afraid to shamelessly plug if they give me some food to eat for dinner next Thursday night at 7:15.
I'm down. All right, Chris, give me your 12 guys.
All right, here's my 12, and you're going to probably raise your eyebrow at a couple, and this is why I had to cut you off before you said something.
Because there's going to be a luchador in there.
There's going to be some confusing, but there's a reason for it. So we didn't have as many crossovers as I thought we were going to.
Okay.
So I have Adam Page. I have Andrade. Here's your first eyebrow raiser. I have AR Fox.
I have Andrade. Oh, AR Fox.
Okay. AR Fox. Ugh. I have Bryan Danielson because he was in. I have Christian Cage. I have Daniel Garcia. I have Darby Allin. I have Jay Lethal. I have Takeshita, Pac, Roosh, and just for you, I put in Trent.
Your tournament sounds awful. I'm just not gonna lie. At least you didn't put Chuck in there. At least you didn't put Chuck.
I put Trent in there just for you. So the thing is that I realized though with these tournaments, because at first I was going through and picking like all these big names, but I was like, you don't normally put a ton of huge names. You have a few big names in there, but they're not usually completely stacked with all like your top 12 stars, right? They just normally, because I'm thinking again, I'm trying to think some of the guys are going to be off in their own stories right now. Omega might be in his own story. Swerve might be in his own story. Like there's guys that are going to be busy with other things, so they would probably be unavailable. So I was trying to book something that I think realistically could happen, you know? And as far as some of the people in there, somebody has to take losses, right? You don't want your top people taking too many losses in a tournament, and especially in a round robin tournament where everyone's going to be facing everybody. So I had to put guys in there that I've liked watching wrestling, like an AR Fox or a Roosh, that aren't going to win this, but can still look good and put on a good, entertaining match. But they're ultimately going to take the pinfall. You need a couple of those guys in there.
That's why I have Miro. That's why I have Dax. Like he can get a win, but take a loss. That's why I have Pac. He doesn't need a win. But I get your point. Yeah. I really do, because I thought about that too.
I was trying to think like if what could be, you know, Jay Lethal. Again, he puts on good matches, probably going to take a loss. So let me ask you first before I go on. Out of those, who do you think I'm going to pick as my winner or my final two?
You're going to have Hangman in the finals because you love him. You're obsessed with Hangman. Like that's your, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But it's okay. So that's a babyface. So you're going to need a heel. That I'm confused on because you're too predictable with the baby faces, but the heels. Can you name off your heels again? Just all the heels. Because you know it's going to be baby face first. Yeah.
You know, I was looking at that, and some of these people, I don't know where they stand because they're not on TV. So I'm going to just go through them all again. So we got Hangman, Andrade, AR Fox, Bryan Danielson, Christian, Daniel Garcia, Darby, Jay Lethal, Takeshita, Pac, Roosh, and Trent.
Hangman and Christian.
Hangman and Christian. That's our finals matchup. Mm-hmm. All right. So my finals matchup has neither one of them in it.
What? You're going to have Hangman take a loss? What?
Yeah, Hangman's not going to make it all the way through. We had a similar idea, similar but different. You're going to use this tournament to get Wardlow back on track, right? That was ultimately, you see some potential there. He's been derailed a few times. I'm going to do the same exact thing, but with somebody different. So in my finals, I am having Bryan Danielson against the eventual winner, Daniel Garcia. I want to put him back on track because I see so much potential there. So I feel like because they've got him doing that goof. He needs to get away from that. And this can be his chance. Maybe through the tournament, they use it as a character arc where, you know, in the beginning, they still are kind of talking him into doing that stupid, goofy stuff. And throughout it, he's realizing he doesn't need that stuff. He's much better off without it. And by the time he gets down to the end, you're wrestling one of the greatest wrestlers that there is. He's trying to convince him to be a wrestler, whatever. They put on an amazing, incredible match. He somehow manages to beat Danielson. Danielson goes to shake his hand at the end. And as he goes to reach out, knocks out Danielson. Nope, no more dancing. He's going to be a badass heel now. No more of the dancing BS. That's the end of it. Get him back on track. That's my tournament.
If he was set to the main event and he was actually going to be one of those guys, I'm all for it. I really am.
Yeah.
But just knowing Tony Kahn and how he works. Did you ever listen to the Daniel Garcia interview with Chris Jericho on his podcast?
No.
Daniel Garcia, I think I told you this. Daniel Garcia wanted to be in the whenever that was going on, he wanted to be in BCC. He wanted to. That's all he wanted in real life. Like not like real life. The reason why he didn't go, the main reason is because Chris Jericho said no. Chris Jericho said, no, I need this guy. You know why he needs this guy? Because Chris Jericho wants to hold younger talent down so he can stay on top. That's a fact. I don't care what anyone says. You see it anywhere, everywhere. Look at his matches. Look in this feud right now. Who is the main character? It's not Takeshita. It's not Don Callis. It's not Omega. It's not anyone else. It's Chris Jericho. It's not how it should be in 2023.
No.
But I'm for it. Daniel Garcia can be it, but man, we've seen this before.
We've seen Wardlow before get a push,
but not against who to have him against.
Hey, look, but you haven't seen Daniel Garcia against some of these people.
That's true, but we've seen him against Bryan Danielson. But I get it. That'd be a good. Hey, if that's the finals, I'm for it. I'm
But
watching.
it's I get that. That was my only little bit of a hang up there, was we've seen that before. But I think they can put on a good enough match and kind of finish what they started before. I don't want to say the wrestling cliche of finish the story, but you know, let's go back and fix where we messed up earlier.
Just so sick of fixing things. Hey, for all you people tuning in after the show, maybe please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All you audio listeners, make sure you go to the Finstock Sports Network. Make sure you watch us, follow us, join in the conversation. We're talking AEW. We just broke down the Red Robin tournament that's going to be happening throughout World End, the worlds of the ends. Now we're going to move on to the next pay-per-view that's happening this Saturday. Chris, my question to you is, are you ordering said pay-per-view?
I am on the fence right now because I don't know what time I'm going to be home.
Fair enough.
I'm going to be at the Lightning game, and I know we're either going out before the game and then to the game, or we're going to the game and then going out because it's a kid-free weekend. So I don't know which way we're going to go with this.
Fair enough. But I had the card in front of me. I'm on AEW's website. Imagine that. They actually have the card in front of me. Right now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches announced. Is that what you have? You have 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 matches announced with Tony Storm's Hollywood Homecoming, the quest for gold. So I guess that's another match she's having. Why did she have? Oh, it's a short. They're going to do a short. Cool. All right. So we have 9 matches in a short so far. We still have Rampage and Collision to get through. I'm guaranteeing Tony's going to add 4 more matches.
They're doing Collision
head to head with Raw, SmackDown.
So are they doing a Rampage as well?
3-hour show.
Oof.
3-hour show.
So it's going to be 8 to 10 for Collision, and then 10 to 11 the normal time spot for Rampage.
And literally head to head. So is WWE going to bring out we can't bring out Ric Flair. Is WWE going to bring out The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, John Cena? Are they going to load this show again to beat Collision? Collision's getting 300,000 viewers, bro. I don't think they need to do that. No. It's bad over in Collision. All right, what's my boy Ryan Taylor say about Chris Jericho? Nothing but respect for what Jericho has done, but even not following AEW much. Josh isn't the first person to say yes. Jericho holds guys back. That's a fact, and I'm so sick of it. I really am. All right, I don't even want to talk about that disaster of a match last night. I'm sure you enjoyed it. I'm sure you loved it.
Which one are we talking about? The last one?
Spot? What was your favorite spot? When Coda was riding on a bicycle, hitting people at slow motion speed.
So bad. I did not watch. I didn't pay attention to much of that match. I'm like, this is not doing it for me. That's when I lost interest and started flipping through my phone. I watched the show up until then. They completely lost it. I'm like, this feels.
I'm Coda. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, and he gets knocked out. And it was so bad.
Awful.
It reminded me like that was about as quality of a match as what we're going to be getting any week now on Raw with the Thanksgiving special food fight episode that's inevitably coming. Like it was that level of bad. It was just too much was going on. The spots weren't that great.
Ryan Taylor in the chat. What's your favorite Thanksgiving feast brawl? 2019, 2018, 2002? Every freaking year we got to watch this crap.
It's coming. When is it coming? Is it going to be this Monday night, you think?
You think it'll be Black Friday?
It would have to be this Monday night because that's the Monday before Thanksgiving. So
yeah, food fight for all. They already had their Halloween show where Lacey Evans or Dana Brooke or some woman with blonde hair put a pumpkin on her head and fell backwards. Guys, that's why we don't talk WWE much here. But AEW is getting on that level as well. I'm not even going to lie. Not even going to lie. AEW has been unwatchable for the past 2 months.
Yeah.
Totally unwatchable. But we still watch it. All right. It's really selling you on this pay-per-view. Hey, look, I really want to bring this up. Tony Kahn knocks pay-per-views out of the park. They're all bangers. Every single match on this list, I guarantee, will have some sort of spot or some sort of anything that will make you go, wow, that was awesome. Now, the problem with that is you're going to get about 50 of them in each match, so you're not going to remember that spot. Imagine watching the TLC match with Edge, Christian, the Hardys, and Dudleys, and there were so many spots, you don't even remember the Edge spear off of the top while Jeff Hardy's singing. That's what AEW does. They eliminate moments like that because there's so much going on. Nothing stands out. And I think they really need to hone that in. But let's get to the first match that I see on this card. I'm not going to start with the World Championship. I'm going to see Julia Hart, Chris Statlander, and Sky Blue for the TBS title. I had no idea this was a feud. I had no idea she was defending this title. But here we are. We have a triple threat match. How do we see this thing playing out between Julia Hart, Chris Stat, who just got that title and had 0 feuds, 0 angles, and 0 television time?
She's had a little bit, not enough, but it's not. I can't say that she's had 0 because
I don't watch Collision. I don't watch Rampage, Chris.
But remember she did that awkward stare down. We were talking about it, like
that was last week.
Yeah, that was it. That was it, and then that's really all she's had. But I don't see her dropping the title now, because if she does, then what was any of this for? Like, why did she even win it in the first place?
Do you know what show you're watching? What is any of this for? What is Sheeta winning the title on Tampa, where we were, just to drop it to Saraya, just to drop it to Sheeta, just to drop it? What is anything for?
Yeah, but
there's no rhyme or reason in this company.
Like you said, she hasn't really had a story or anything yet. Like,
neither did Ray Phoenix.
She's barely even defended has she even defended the title? What,
the
like
Young Bucks had the trios ROH championships for 2 weeks for no reason, just to go back to the embassy. There's no point of anything. There's no point.
Remember, we thought that had something to do with a TV deal or something, or I don't know. Who knows what that was?
That they turned down. They turned down that CW deal. They could have had the CW. That would have been them, but they turned it down.
I would say though, really? No,
yeah, they turned it. They turned it down. First, it went to ROH. Then it went to Billy Smashing Pumpkins dude, NWA. But then on their pay-per-view, they had a cocaine spot. And the CW was so mad about this spot. They said, nope, no more for you. And they went to NXT.
Wow.
Yeah, NXT was the third option.
Jeez. Awful.
Anyway, I think that Julia Hart wins this.
I was about to say, right now, Julia Hart does feel like the biggest deal out of the 3 of them, which is unfortunate because we were rooting for Statlander to get this thing for so long, and then she got it, and then she disappeared, and I don't understand why.
I think that Blue Sky helps Julia Hart win the title, and
Sky Blue,
whatever her name is.
Blue Sky. Come on, she's one of your favorites.
She spits out blue stuff. Julia Hart spits out black stuff. She just spits out red stuff. I have no idea what's happening anymore with the women's division.
They all spit something.
they really do. Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland in a weird Texas death match. Nobody's from Texas. They're not in Texas. Not sure why but they're having a Texas death match between Swerve and Adam Page, and I'm not going to lie, I'm very excited for this match. I don't want to downplay the Texas death match, but they are having it for 0 reason. Honestly, they should have just had a hardcore match, or don't call it that. You're in LA. You're not.
That doesn't hit the same. An LA death match.
No, don't say that. Adam Page is from Virginia and Swerve is from Seattle, so there's no ties to Texas whatsoever.
Maybe 0. I don't know. Is it kind of Page's cowboy character, and that's how they're trying to tie in Texas? I don't know. Maybe they're pulling at something there. I'm not saying that it works, but that's all I can see. But they wanted to elevate this because they're making this feud personal between the 2 of them. He's invading his house, so you can't just have a regular match. They need something bigger. And that just sounds big. Everything's bigger in Texas, right? It sounds bigger. It's a Texas death match.
I got Adam Page going over.
Yeah.
You can't have a guy go in there and torture or torment a baby that wasn't even in the crib, by the way. No. Why? How did he break in? And there was no mom? And they're just looking at a baby? Unattended baby. Daddy's at work at wrestling, and mommy is nowhere to be found. And then Nana and this Swerve is like, hey, there's a baby in here when no one's around. Let's just go throw a shirt on him and make fun of him. The hell? Where's the mom?
She's down the street at the neighbors hanging out, having a couple glasses of wine. Who knows?
Did they tie up the mom? Was that too graphic for the television show? Like, usually they have these things kind of sorted out. But hey, I have Hangman Page only because I have him going to the tournament finals. So you can't have him lose. I think he's going to go. I think he's going to get another push back to the top. Hangman.
Yeah.
He's been around the mid card way too long.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's got to be Hangman. He is one of your company's top baby faces. And usually in these big moments where you think Swerve could go over, he doesn't go over. So it
Yep.
feels like a Hangman win here. And like you said, because of all the stuff that Swerve did, breaking into his house, he's got to get his revenge.
Mm-hmm. All right, next match, we have a fatal 4-way tag team championship match. Big Bill, Ricky Starks, they've been teammate for a very long time, very historical. Everyone knows about their runs. One of the greatest of all time. FTR, House of Black, which is Brody King and Aleister Black. You thought it'd be Buddy Matthews, but I guess not. And Roosh and some guy in a mask. I don't know who that guy. I don't know who that guy is.
Don't know who that is either.
I think that Big Bill and Starks win.
Yeah, there's no reason to move the titles off of them right now. House of Black, more of a trio. I can't see them just going to get the tag title, because then what does Buddy Matthews do? Does he just kind of hang out on the side, or
he goes in that tournament and he nominates? He becomes international championship.
There you go.
Next match on my list is Hikaru Shida, Mrs. Transitional Champion, and Tony's Timeless, Tony Storm, one of the best women's act in all of wrestling. I don't care if you watch WWE. I don't care if you watch AEW. I don't care if you watch TNA, Impact. Tony Storm is probably the best woman's personality. I wouldn't say wrestler. Definitely character. Her character is awesome.
Yep.
Do we see the new woman come in and sabotage Tony Storm or help her win? Because I think Tony Storm's walking out this with the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. So you think, because you're already convinced you know who the new signing is.
1,000%.
You're 1,000% sure.
We'll get to that after this show. Yes, 1,000%.
I don't know if she's going to get involved, though. I don't know if he's going to do that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't see any way to work her in to get her involved. I also think Tony Storm goes over here because she is such a big act right now. That just because she's already going to be on the TV anyways, put the belt on her as well. Start working around because it's working right now. It will bring more interest to the women's division. So absolutely, it's got to be Tony Storm. No outside help.
She's the only woman with direction.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got to say. Next match, which is, I hate this match so much. Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, the Golden Jets, the dumbest, lamest name of all time, versus the Young Bucks. I don't want to sound like Jim Cornette. I don't. I love the Young Bucks. I love Kenny Omega. I used to love Chris Jericho. Why are they having this match? Has the Young Bucks ever had a feud not over he's my friend, he should be my friend? Why are you friends with him? Hangman's my friend. Kenny's my friend. Trent's my friend. Everything is friends.
They want to be the popular kids. They want everyone to like them.
Sorry, Bobby. They're in high school. They are in high school.
Yeah.
I love the Young Bucks. I watched Being the Elite. If you don't watch this show every single time, and you're a new listener or viewer, I watch Being the Elite. I'm a nerd. I watch everything the Young Bucks do. I am a big fan of the Young Bucks. But can they get into a serious angle? Not over friendship? Oh, he's Jericho's friend now. I want to beat you up. Are you jealous?
Yes. They want everyone to like them the best. And if you don't, they're going to go beat up your new friend.
Doesn't make
That's it.
That's their whole... I didn't have time, but I will do this one day, guys. I wanted to break down every single feud since day one of AEW and see who the Bucks feuded with. And it's always either one, over friendship, or two, they're working with their friends, as in the Lucha Bros. They had 3 matches with FTR, and those were over the best tag team in the world. Mm-hmm. That's it. Those are the only feuds. The best tag team in the world and the Lucha Bros were the only feuds that did not involve friendship. Everything else has been, he's my friend. Leave him alone.
Yep.
That's insane to me. It's insane. But that's where we are. I have the Kenny Omega Golden Jets winning.
Yeah, Jericho. I have Jericho winning. It's going to be Jericho.
I have Jericho cheating. No, because they're baby faces, and the Bucks are the bad guys. But I could see a spot where this kind of morphs into Jericho cheating behind Kenny's back, and Kenny doesn't know about it. And maybe he, gets a bat and knocks out Nick Jackson or whatever it may be. I do see Jericho getting the pin. winning the
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, he has to.
All right, next match. We have 4 more to go, guys, and then we're going to get into the big signing. We do have to wrap up in 9 minutes, so we'll make it quick. We have a trios match. We have Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin, Adam Copeland, and the Stinger. Sting ain't losing. Sorry.
Sting does not lose. As many times as when he first got there, we would pick against him to be surprised that he was going to win. I think that, like, what was it? The brawl that they had in like the abandoned warehouse or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That was when they won that match. I realized Sting just does not lose in AEW.
He won't lose.
I will not pick against him until the day that he is gone.
Yep. All right, next match. We got 3 more to go. These 2 of them are MJF matches. So let's get to the 0 hour, the opening match of the show. The world champion is in the pre-show again. Let me repeat that for Ryan Taylor and all you other people out there. The World Heavyweight Championship. The champion, the biggest star in your company, is on the pre-show. Wrestling for fake titles. For a company that doesn't really exist.
Mm-hmm.
ROH Tag Team Championship, MJF and a partner of his choosing versus the Guns, probably one of the coolest tag teams in the world right now.
Yes.
1, who's his partner? 2, do they retain?
I have no idea who his partner will be because, like, the obvious path seems like a recovering, returning Max Caster or something. We'll have the Max team. But outside of, I don't know who it would be, but I think they still retain because I feel like they're trying to keep this going until Adam Cole is back.
MySpace top 8.
What would it be, though, for them to lose the titles while Adam Cole is on the sidelines? Like, if they were going to do that, they should have just had them drop the titles right at the beginning.
No, I agree. You're wrong on the partner. Unless you
I don't know who on the partner. You didn't.
I know.
You didn't tell me we had to pick out a partner here.
Well, I know
you sprung that on me. All right,
very simple.
Who's it going
to
be?
Very simple. If you watch the show at all, if you just go on Twitter, because I half-ass watch. Sorry, God, I can't stop doing it. I half watch these shows too. I'm on my phone. I'm doing laundry as we talk. Laundry is a big topic on the show, guys. I do laundry a lot during wrestling, especially when women. If I hear a women's match, sorry. If I hear Orange Cassidy's music,
hey, that'll change soon though.
If I hear Moxley's music, I'm doing laundry. Anyway, it's gonna be Samoa Joe. It's obvious. It's very obvious. It's gonna be Samoa Joe. Like, there's no Samoa Joe's not on the card. That's the biggest giveaway. You're not gonna keep your biggest heel, one of your biggest heels, because Christian's the biggest, but Joe is a killer. Joe is a monster, and they're trying to build. He just dropped his ROH title on I don't want it anymore because I got bigger things. I told you, Joe's taking this title away from MJF. He is. It's already done. I have. This is the story now. This is the story now. The story is now Joe and MJF, and I think Joe's going to be he's going to help him win. He's going to get his title shot that he was promised, and I do see a situation where we could see Adam Cole returning, maybe turning on Joe and getting disqualified. And MJF's like, "What are you doing, bro?" And then MJF and Adam Cole can get back into it. But I don't see that. I do see Joe taking the title away. I don't think MJF and Cole need the title.
No,
I don't think so. The reason why
they don't need. You're talking about the main title.
Yeah, the main. They don't.
Talking about the title.
They don't need for when Adam Cole's revealed as the devil. They're not going to need the title because it's going to be enough. And I'm sorry, I'm saying it right here. The devil is Adam Cole. There's no one else. There's no one else. It's the most obvious, but it's also the most right. It should be.
Yeah.
So who do you got? You got Samoa Joe? You think Joe's going to be the tag team champion with MJF?
That makes sense. I mean, now that you're saying it, it does make sense for him to go with him because that's why I said I don't know that Max was definitely going to come back. Maybe he's a dark horse shot, but yes,
Max
Joe.
Max got thrown into a fake building,
a fake office, a fake cubicle with no doors. That poor guy was trapped in there. He was just relieved to get out so he could finally leave his 9 to 5. That's why he was still at work at 8:30 at night because they did not put a door to his office.
He had no doors. His first day at work was like, "Hey, dude, here's your office in the back. Hey, how do I get in, dude? Get a ladder. Yep.
Ladder.
He climbs over. He's
taking it out,
dude. If
you'll
watch,
leave when we say you could leave.
They showed the clip again last night on Dynamite. And it's clear as day that that was just a set. It's so embarrassing.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, it's so embarrassing. All right. Two more matches. We'll get to Moxley, Orange Cassidy, I guess, if you care. We have a 120-pound man soaking wet with an international title that he carries in a backpack versus a delusional, very awful, very bad wrestler who doesn't sell anything in Jon Moxley. Who bleeds first? Who wins? And do they both leave with a concussion?
I'm going to go with Moxley, and yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think Orange Cassidy wins. I think Cassidy gets his win back. I think that this was supposed to happen, but Moxley was supposed to be the champion, and Orange was going to get his title back. And I think that Moxley's too big for that title, and he will move on and do something different. Whereas Orange Cassidy will drop that title to someone up and coming that we want. Hopefully, maybe Daniel Garcia, maybe someone else of that nature. But I don't think Moxley needs that title.
He doesn't need it, but just to do something different. It's been with Orange Cassidy for so long. I'm a big Orange Cassidy fan, but like we've seen it already. He's going to go out. He's going to put on the same match. He's going to get the crap beat out of him for the first 80 to 90% of the match. Then he's going to get in a little offense, do a Superman punch, pull out a miracle win. We need something different with that title because at one point, that was the premier mid-card title, and it's been surpassed.
It never was. It never was, Chris. To you, it was, but to normal people,
joking.
I know.
No. It was just whenever it was on the show a lot, and the TNT title was, with Warlow or whoever, and that one was disappeared. And so this one was getting elevated for a little bit, and then it just got too repetitive, and now it's unimportant. Put it on someone else so we can get some different matches.
I agree. We got 2 more minutes left, and we're going to get out of here. So we'll make this real quick. AEW World Championship, MJF, Jay White. MJF goes over.
And he gets his title back.
He gets his title back. Does he have interference? Is there any funny business? Do we see the devil?
No, not yet.
I think we see the devil at World's End. I think MJF gets the title back. He wins it.
Yep.
Last minute wrapping up here, guys. So hopefully you guys first off, if you guys get AEW Full Gear, let us know. Tweet at us. Let us know. We'll be live tweeting. I'll be live tweeting because I'm not going to the Lightning game that night. I don't have tickets. But I will be doing this. I will be watching very closely because I was on the fence of should I get Full Gear? Should I not get Full Gear? Then Tony Kahn did something he should always do. Make his important announcements on Twitter. Because guess what? That got me excited because I wasn't going to go, oh, let me watch Dynamite. Oh, thanks, guys. We're going to sign a new person, a wrestler. They. Notice how there was no gender in this statement? They are one of the best wrestlers in the world. So can't be a WWE guy because they didn't travel to Japan. They didn't go wrestle the Wrestle Kingdom. Guys, open your eyes. It's Mercedes Moné. She's coming in. This is the best case scenario. She's back. Yes, she's back. The only action figure I have is Mercedes Moné or Sasha Banks or Mercedes Verano as this character from Star Wars. But I will say this. They're doing it perfect. She doesn't need to come in and feud with someone. She doesn't need to come in and fight someone. She signed. That's enough. We move from there. We see where the story goes.
Yep.
You had nothing to say. You're not excited?
I was letting you finish there. So, yeah, that's the way to do it. Just have her come in. I don't want to see her run interference, any of that, because there's nothing real big going on in the women's division right now for her to interfere in or anything. But how disappointed are you going to be if it's not her? Let's just say somehow it's not her. I know you're convinced. How disappointed are you going to be?
There's no chance. There is zero chance it's anyone else. Off the top of your head, who could you think it is? It can't be any WWE guy because their contracts are not up yet.
Could be a New Japan person because those are always big signings and then you're let down. What happens if it's another New Japan person?
Ishii.
Hey,
no.
What if it's Will Ospreay? Is he due up now?
No, not until February. Hey, thanks, Ryan. We're here every single Thursday night, 7:15. So, Ryan, thank you for watching. Tell your friends about it. We're going to get out of here. We're going to watch football. We're going to let the guys after us go because I know we're taking their time. We're already 8:01. That's okay. That's okay. We're new here. We didn't know. We had no idea. Follow us
Tony
on.
Kahn said it was okay for us to run over tonight.
We always do runovers. Well, that's how AEW runs their broadcast. That's how we're gonna run our podcast, baby. Anyway, follow us on Twitter at Josh Kimball US, at RTW Chris, at Fins Talk Sports Network, or at Fins Talks Network. Man, I am so tired. Guys, we're getting out of here. I have no outro. I don't know how this works. I'm the producer. I have nothing loaded for myself, but Bobby, we'll talk about that later. I'm gonna hit